Welcome back to another tutorial. We are going to be going over introductory paragraphs in this video. Just as a reminder, your writing prompt is, what is the best Netflix show? Now, in your introductory paragraph, you never want to assume that the person reading your paper has actually seen the show. So, your first job is to sum up the entire story into 4 sentences. You want to give me the gist. If you are going to tell someone about your show, what is the show actually about overall? So that's your first task. When you're doing that, you do need to make sure that you have the main characters' names in that paragraph. You also need to tell them where the story takes place. The last thing you need to do is include a main conflict. What's the problem? What makes this show so interesting? What happens in it that just catches your interest and you know that that is what the overall conflict or problem is in the entire show? So as an example, this is what my introductory paragraph looks like. First, I stated what the show's name is. At the very beginning of your paper, I need to know what show we're talking about. So I put Gilmore Girls is the story of Lorelai and Rory. Those are my main characters. Lorelai gave birth to Rory when she was 16. Because of this, her parents were embarrassed, so she left her family and friends and moved to Stars Hollow with Rory. So my setting is Stars Hollow. Most of the show does take place in Stars Hollow. Also, I did include the main conflict. She had a child when she was 16 and her parents were embarrassed, so she ended up moving away from them. Throughout the seasons, Rory and Lorelai must navigate through relationships with each other, boyfriends, and Lorelai's parents. Again, this is one of those other conflicts. They usually have issues with each other, or they'll have it with one of their boyfriends, and most of the time they don't get along with Lorelai's parents. So those are just some conflicts that go on throughout the series. And lastly, this is where my thesis goes. Your thesis should be either the first or last sentence in your introductory paragraph. I always suggest putting it at the end of your paragraph just because it helps your paper flow really nicely. So it makes a very easy transition to talk about these 3 things that you are going to discuss in the body paragraphs of your paper.